Welcome back to Science Rocks. The University of South Florida is such an advocate for science and STEM education. Later this month, USF St. Petersburg campus will host our third annual STEM Expo, where we will have over 180 STEM engineering boards, over 15 vendor tables, half-price admission to the Dolly, and much more. Earlier this year, the USF Tampa hosted one of the biggest engineering expos in the Southeast, and Pinellas County was well represented. Dave Cook has more.
Thanks, Laura. You know, they're expecting more than 13,000 people for the two-day Engineering Expo here at the University of South Florida, where you're going to see all kinds of stuff, and some of it may even shock you.
Our whole goal at USF's Expo is to kind of inspire future engineers. We want to make sure that students are learning what engineers do, why it's so important for our society, and why it's so important that we really, want people to be the next generation of engineers so we can keep improving upon our science society. So what we do is we have a bunch of exhibitors. We have corporate people from around local Tampa Bay area. We have different student organizations at USF that also put on their exhibits. And each individual exhibit is catered to a different form of engineering.
NASA asked us to build a device that will test and sample asteroids. This here will sample a floating asteroid.
USF senior Mackenzie Watson is the president of this year's expo, and she says there's something for everyone.
For our high school students, it's really important to inspire future engineering because they're going to be the next ones who are going to continue on the field of study. They're going to be our next ones who are trying to come up with the newest technologies. We want students to be thinking critically. We want them to learn all the skills that engineers have that we use in our classroom, so it makes it a little easier, even if they don't become engineers, if they do anything STEM related or if they do any other major.
The Gibbs High School STEM and Robotics Club is here.
Okay, I'm here with Pinellas County Schools, Gibbs High School, and we're taking our kids around to look at some science and engineering stuff. A few of them were new to robotics this year, so we're trying to just expose as much as we possibly can for them. Well, a lot of our kids are looking into colleges, and we're just hoping that this might give them some kind of path. I think they're seeing a lot of things that they haven't seen before. We just saw a couple of experiments, and I've actually never seen them before. It's really neat to see college kids so excited about what they do, and it's great to bring our kids here to listen to their stories.
But this day is really all about the elementary school kids.
So with the elementary schoolers, it's really important to get them started at a young age to kind of, especially when they're so young, they really are enamored by all the cool things you can do with science. So it's really interesting to watch them and to see how much learning stuff like this affects them. And I think we've done a really good job of kind of boiling it down to a very, elementary school level that everyone can really understand. It doesn't take a lot of science or engineering, math, anything like that to really be able to understand the concepts we're presenting, but they're very important fundamental concepts to engineering. So I think it's very important to start people young. The younger you start them, the more interested they seem to get in things, and the more they can continue past like that throughout their whole educational system.
Douglas L. Jamerson was just named the best elementary STEM program in the country. Lucas Hefty is here with his students providing a hands-on demonstration.
All right, how'd you design it? We are exhibiting for Douglas Jamerson Elementary, and we are hosting the exhibit Design and Launch a Paper Rocket.
All right, go ahead and take it off the rod, and then bring it to that.
The kids have practiced this at our own engineering day at school, and they had opportunities to design and launch their own rockets. So they learned about the elements of design that can affect launch distance. So they're thinking about rocket body and fins and shape and size of fins, attaching the nose cones, angle of launch, and all of those different elements that might affect the distance of the launch. So our kids act as student ambassadors. So now that they've had a chance to learn about rocket design and different elements of rocket design, they are now working to teach what they've learned to the younger students and even the older students who come through our exhibit. It helps the kids connect the science and the math to real-world experiences and to experiences that they might see in real life when beyond elementary school. It helps them connect to STEM careers that might be possible futures for them. It helps build their self-confidence. We've noticed that as they get to be student ambassadors at different places and community events, they really are able to express themselves and express the things that they've learned, which solidifies their own knowledge and builds their self-confidence.
If you just come out to Expo and you see all the children, you see how much fun they're having, you see their faces light up, you see how much they love science and they love learning, and especially for me, who's a female in engineering, and I know that's generally not something a lot of people do if you're a female, but I absolutely love it. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. I really, truly would like to inspire future generations to know how cool this is and to love it as much as I do. And I think Expo does a great job of that. I think we really do. You see the coolest stuff here, and it's stuff that kids are interested in too.
So once again, the USF Engineering Expo is providing inspiration for the next generation of STEM scientists and engineers. Back to you, Laura.
Thanks, Dave, and we can't wait to bring you more from this year's STEM Expo held at the beautiful USF St. Petersburg campus. I'm Laura Spence, and we'll see you next time.